how do you add texture to your art? Well, if you want to play it safe, you can just use modeling paste. But if you're into experimenting at all, there's a whole world of textures you can try. Now, you can of course use different materials, but that's not all. You can also change the texture of materials by burning things, which actually alters the textures of a ton of different materials in actually very interesting ways. But when it comes to making a proper piece of art, the individual textures are just half the battle. You also really need to consider and understand how the textures are going to interact with one another. But the problem is, that's insanely hard to do. You can't just visualize two different things sitting next to each other and know exactly how it's going to look. You need some experience seeing those textures at play. And every artist knows that if you want to get experience seeing how something looks, you just do a study of it. So that's exactly what I did. I started off by running around my house and rounding up all of the weird textures I could find, trying to keep them black and white because I didn't want to get too distracted by color in general. And then I found interesting ways to fasten them onto a canvas and see what different textures looked like next to each other. I put bumpy things next to smooth things, fuzzy things next to fuzzier things. Overall, the study's not the most beautiful thing I've ever made, but I did get to see a bunch of textures bumping up against one another, and it's definitely going to be useful for my next project.